Although it is home to more than 220 million people, Pakistan is not a big contributor to the climate crisis. It is responsible for less than 1% of global CO2 emissions. However, it is still one of the most vulnerable countries to the effects of climate change. In the last 2 decades, the South Asian nation has lost more than 10,000 lives to extreme weather events. Every year, the damage from those events costs an average of $3.8 billion. That is according to the annual Global Climate Risk Index report. Broken communities, broken homes, scenes like these all too common. Just last month it was reported by Floodlist that at least 20 people died following heavy rain and mudslides in northwest Pakistan as the death toll from this year's monsoon season tipped over 160. Well, joining me now is Malik Amin Aslam, who's Pakistan's Minister for Climate Change and a close advisor to the Prime Minister Imran Khan. Your country can try its very best. It can try and shift to a greener energy future. But in the end, it is, isn't it, sir, at the mercy of other countries.
Exactly, Becky, that's how it is. And, you know, it's very important for countries like Pakistan to be telling the world that they need to stop polluting. They need to stop these greenhouse gases now. We are looking at, you know, these net zero targets for 2050, 2060s. These are IOUs, and they don't matter to us in Pakistan, where hurricanes, our glaciers are melting. It is the hottest place on earth right now, and lives and livelihoods are affected today. We need to know what's happening in 2019, what happened in 2019, and what are these countries doing for the year 2020 and 2021. 2050 is another age. I mean, Pakistan and the world may not survive by that time.
You've announced a very ambitious green plan, for example, committing to not importing any more coal. But these are tough times financially, especially with COVID and what the country has been through over the last 18 months. Can you genuinely afford a renewable energy strategy at this point in these times?
Well, look, we are trying to be a part of the solution and not add to the problem of climate change. We're less than 1% of the emissions, and we want to show the world that the solutions are out there. And if there is political will and political commitment behind it, like we have in Pakistan with our Prime Minister's clear vision on climate change, then the solutions are out there, and countries even like Pakistan can take them. We are shifting towards renewable energy, 60% of our energy mix by 2030. An EV transition is happening in Pakistan, and we are one of the world leaders on nature-based solutions. And you know, the World Bank yesterday came out with some really good numbers. They said that they had a comparison done of countries which are actually trying to shift their mainstream development towards climate-friendly policies, and Pakistan came out tops on that.
Sure. Can you afford this, though? I mean, we know that President Biden committed another $11.5 billion to the fund for helping developing countries in this green energy transition. I mean, will you tap into a fund like that? And what about the private sector? Where are you seeing the potential private investors who say Pakistan is an opportunity at this point?
Well, you know, to answer your question, can we afford it? I think we cannot afford not to do it.
Okay,
so
that's a
cliche, but you know, we are living that cliche in Pakistan. We're not just talking the climate talk, we are doing climate action in Pakistan. And we are spending whatever we can, and our NDC, which is going to come out next week, is going to clearly show the world that this is what we've spent, this is our direction, and this is what we need to keep on going on this direction. And we need the world to partner with Pakistan. And these climate funds, you know, we haven't seen these climate funds so far.
No, exactly. I mean, this is the point. We haven't seen these climate funds so far. You are going to, I assume, have these discussions at COP26 in Glasgow, are you?
Exactly. I mean, we're going to COP26 with a very clear message that Pakistan is a country which is affected by climate change, by climate injustice, but we are one of the countries which is leading the way on nature-based solutions. And this is our direction that we have set, which is a climate-friendly direction. The World Bank yesterday said that, you know, 44% of our mainstream development is climate-friendly investments, and we doubled it from 1 year.
You talk about climate injustice, and we've talked about the extreme weather events which have cost Pakistan thousands in lives and billions in dollars. It's also brought close to 30 million climate migrants over the past decade. I mean, we just looked at the country of Afghanistan, where you all are already seeing a significant uptick in migrants as a result of what's been going on of late. That is a country that is suffering from the climate crisis as well. Are there contingencies in place to take more climate migrants as this crisis inevitably worsens? Because at this point we are not on a good trajectory.
I mean, there are no contingencies. I mean, but there's also no choice on climate change. These are forced adaptation measures. This is what loss and damage is. This is what happens when you cannot adapt to these circumstances. But Pakistan is coming out with a solution to that also. You know, the countries of the world are facing a triple crisis. The first one is the COVID crisis, which came up totally unplanned. Then on top of it, you've got the climate crisis, which is coming up with costs today. So it's not talking about 2050 or 2060, but the costs have to be borne forcibly today. And then the third one is the debt crisis. So it's like a Bermuda's Triangle on climate change, COVID, and the debt crisis. So we have come out with a solution which is called a nature-based performance bond. So countries like Pakistan, which are investing in nature, you know, we're planting 10 billion trees, expanding our protected areas, should be compensated through a debt relaxation or debt reduction, which is linked with that nature performance.
How might nuclear fit into your future energy plans? Pakistan and the nuclear industry has always been a bit of a headline-making story. Of course, it's a big controversial story. But recently, Imran Khan has praised the importance of that source of energy. Yes. How does it fit into your energy mix going forward? Well,
you know, going forward, 60% is going to be clean energy. That includes mainly hydro, wind, solar and energy. And then the rest of the 40% includes the furnace oil and nuclear power. Nuclear power, of course, is zero carbon energy, so it's got a big plus for climate change. And a lot of countries like France, you know, Japan, they've got a major reliance on nuclear as a clean power. So we will be also looking at that option, because we want to go towards a clean energy future in Pakistan.
Do you want the support from the rest of the world if you inject nuclear energy into your new clean energy mix? You will be looking for support from the rest of the world for what you will describe, I assume, as a safe and peaceful program.
Exactly, yes, definitely we would do. And you know, if Pakistan is made a political commitment to go along a zero carbon clean energy pathway, then nuclear has to be a part of it, and we would need the partnership for that.
With that, we'll leave it there. It's been a pleasure having you on, sir.
Thanks a lot.
We'll have you back. Good luck at COP.
Thank you.